Hi everyone, Lazy Fire here, and this is Red Faction. It's going to be the third episode, and we're going to try to get off Mars pretty early in the game. So I guess you could say that it's kind of a bad game, but it was at least short, right? Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. The game isn't bad. It's just made in 2001, so the conventions are a little weird.
Disturbance in docking bay 2.
We're actually going to go ahead and select the rocket launcher real quick. Try to take out that turret. Looks like I didn't get him. It's not a big deal. Switch over to heavy weapon. The inventory screen in this game is one of my least favorite things about this game, and they continued it for whatever reason in the next one too. It's really bad. What you have to do to select weapons is you can either scroll with them through the scroll with the mouse wheel through them, or you can hit a button and then scroll with the mouse wheel through weapons. Not super conducive to switching weapons on the fly, if you ask me. And right there I blew a hole in the floor and I get this neat little area that I can crawl through now.
I hear we're getting wiped out in the mines. Where are the mercs or— Stop!
I have never figured out how to hear the entire conversation. Not gonna lie. That really bugs me that I can't find the right spot for that. Now I can blow my a hole in there and start fighting them, but it's easier to just do this.
Busted!
And thankfully it means at least a little bit less fighting. If I can help that, it's always good. Hey, another riot shield here. There's a medic over here. By the way, the medics, they pretty much disappear by, let's say, mid-game. As a matter of fact, they disappear once you go through a medical pavilion later on.
Come on!
Jesus. Okay. And here's where the holstering issue comes up. So, to talk to a medic, you have to holster. These guys do not wait for you to bring your weapon back out. They will fire on you. And up here is what happens if I walked outside right now. I would slowly lose health until I was dead.
Here, let me take a look at this.
This guy will keep fixing you up infinitely. What I should have done here was pull out my gun after he started fixing me up and waited for those guys because I knew they were coming. They always come from down here and start firing on you. Oh, one of those...
Hurry, Parker. The miners are at the shuttle.
One of those moments I should have.
Intruders in docking bay 2. Security to docking bay 2.
Alright, we're going to get locked in this room for a moment to watch something.
Die, miner!
There they go. If only you'd been faster. Maybe being slow isn't such a bad thing.
Come get some!
Okay, so Hendrix just made a light of people
That
dying.
explosion blew out the docking bay door. Before you can enter, you need to activate the emergency doors from the control room.
Right. So, closing that down, pressurizes.
That did it. Once the docking bay is pressurized, the containment door will retract.
Alright, so we just have to go back down there. There is a path forward going through this area. So,
Security breach in geothermal plant number 4. Additional units requested.
that line there about security breach at the geothermal plant, that'll come up in a little bit, in a level actually. So, just, I like how there's a little bit of foreshadowing sometimes in this stuff, but later on, they drop all pretenses towards that, I'll tell you. Also, the game shifts pretty heavily later on, so don't expect it to keep moving like this with inaccurate weapons and low-level guards. I mean, the biggest threat I've had so far is when I got too close to a guy. Oh, sorry, I died. Forget that. The biggest threat is when I got too close to a guy who had too much armor and me with not enough aim. Alright. And we're down in the second docking bay.
Die, miner!
You can see the areas are actually pretty open in this game for being based in mines on Mars, you know? And that guy with the shotgun is just tearing me apart at a distance. I don't understand how he's doing that. Now, I would move around a lot more, but these guys move so much that it's difficult enough to hit them. So I tend to stay in one spot when I have to hit something at a distance in this game. I don't think there's any sort of movement penalties when I fire. I've never seen anything of that nature. It plays a lot like a Quake or something like that in that regard, instead of a Call of Duty or a Battlefield where it starts dropping different penalties against you for movement and crouching and all that other stuff. Alright, up ahead is kind of a dick move by the game. There's a turret on the ceiling. There we go. Just take that out. Don't worry about it. Alright. And we're going to meet some new NPCs in this area. There are going to be engineers in this, pretty close by. In the next room, actually. You can hear him screaming in the distance there. Here is he? There he is. So, engineers, technicians, business people, all sorts of things. They're just going to be in this game from here on out. It's kind of neat how many NPCs there are. Unfortunately, they all have the same animations as the Doctor, so they run really goofy and then they duck and keep their hands over their heads and such. That's about the extent of their animations in this game. So,
Triggered the alarms. Split up and check all the storerooms.
right. So they're checking for us now.
Hey!
Hi. I kept hitting the fire button, but there is a slight delay between when you each time you can fire. I'm waiting for these guys to open the door. I guess they're not going to do that.
Hey! Come on!
Whoa! I didn't know there were exploding barrels at all in this game. So to see that thing explode there is kind of cool. There's also another thing I didn't know was in this game until I did a test video not too long ago. Enemies will dodge and roll out of your way sometimes. I had never seen that, and the animation is so janky I can understand why they hit it so far into the game. But we're now at the entrance again. So we've actually hit pretty much every one of these rooms, thanks to that vent. So there's no reason to go in any of them right now. And if I wanted more armor, there's some down there at the bottom. There's a ladder to go down there. But I don't really worry about that right now. But first, we get our first sort of boss. It's a mining robot. He does minuscule damage when he does hit you, and he takes a very small amount of damage. But because of the travel time of rockets, I miss him more than a few times. And that kind of extended our fight there. But he's done. There's no real big deal to be had there.
Docking Bay 4 maintenance facility. Security respond.
Alright, they're sending more security to me theoretically. I won't see them for a while. Here, I'll show you. Yep, the camera worked fine. The other ones were a little bugged, and I've never seen that before. You can see Geomod in action up here. And if I come in here, there's a guy.
Die! Oh!
There we go. That's how you do it. And that's the button I had to hit to move on to the next area.
Intruder in Docking Bay 4 maintenance facility. Security respond.
Being careful. Now, I actually, if I go down the areas that I was just up, the ramparts there, I will fall to and take some damage. I won't fall to my death, but I will take damage there. So, going into a new room.
The elevator ahead should take you down to level N17, fairly close to the Red Faction base.
Right, and there's a little bit of a...
All non-security
there's armor up there.
personnel
Not a big
are
deal.
required to return to their barracks for the duration of the disturbances.
So, if you're paying attention to what's on my screen, there's a ladder right here. That's your kind of first indication something's going to go wrong here, because there's no ladders on any, and I mean any, other elevators in this game. And, oh, you're seeing a nice bug that this game has. It's something that I've oh, no, he's gone now. That was strange. I'll explain it in a moment. But what you saw there was Hendrix's face stuck up for a little too long. If you save while Hendrix is talking, or any other character is talking to you through the comms, sometimes the face will stay up there indefinitely, and you'll have to quit out of the game. But luckily for me, it didn't happen this time. Alright, we've just picked up a sniper rifle. It is our first aimable weapon, as far as those things go. Let me show it off. Let me find a stationary guy to show it off on. It is actually a one-shot kill anywhere on the body. Except for the foot. Why do I say these things every time, and I'm totally wrong? If I hit somebody in the leg, yeah, sure, it's a one-hit kill. See? But if you shoot him in the foot or the hand, I guess, I would have to do further testing on that, and I don't really have the ammo to do that. It would normally just kill him. That's strange. Now, later on in the game, the sniper rifle is going to be basically useless against the enemies we'll be seeing that will take several of those shots to the face before they'll die sometimes. And because enemies move really, really fast in this game at times. Sometimes absurdly fast, so you can't hit them.
You can stay alive until we fight our way back up, we'll find you.
So Eos has made a promise that we can join the Red Faction, fight with her if we can stay alive for long enough. This is the door I mentioned in the first video that actually uses the Geomod engine so you can get past it. This is sort of a puzzle, but Hendrix gives you the solution pretty quickly here. Let's trigger that with a doom sound.
The door's jammed. Blast around it if you can.
Yep. Easy enough. Like I said, in this first section, the Geomod engine's on more or less steroids, so we're able to blast through stuff a little easier. There we go. And we're through. Perfect.
There are squads of miners somewhere ahead of you, Parker. Try to link up with them.
Oh, hey. That's more propaganda posters. It's pretty cool stuff. But right up here, there's a guy firing a shotgun.
Go down here, Parker. This mine section was abandoned years ago and is none too stable.
Weird. Nope, nope, nope. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to happen. But you got to see a couple things there. One is sometimes enemies don't take damage, even if they're getting shot straight in the face. I don't know why that was, it just was. Two is that at a distance, far enough away, bullets have travel time. And this gets really obvious later in the game, where you're at some of the most extreme distances where you can still see people. So as you can tell, there's a bit of fog in this game at a distance. But anyways, when you're at a distance you can still see people, the most extreme distances, you'll have maybe a full second before guys get hit. Alright, here I'm being a little cheesy. I can kind of hit them in the head and they can't do much about me.
There are more groups of miners moving ahead of you. Eos must be after something important.
Parker, we need your help. We're trying to knock out an Ultor geothermal power plant in this sector. If the power's knocked out, we can launch a major attack, but our squads are running into stiff resistance. If you can help them take out the power plant, I can send more miners up to join you.
Alright, waiting for Eos to disappear there. Perfect. And let's talk about why geometry modification is sometimes kind of a dick move in this game. You'd think you'd be able to blast around more doors, but no, instead they really do gate you on some of these things. You do have to use these consoles. You can't blow that rock slide up, for example, to get around it. So, okay, that guy's yelling about how the guards are going to catch up soon. We'll just follow him through here. But yes, Geomod is not always perfect. And I've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning again. You don't want to get confused about that fact. How did he die? Oh, yes. Let's talk about something else that's kind of weird. This is a glitch I found the other day. I was trying to show off that you can't blow this up when I was doing a test video. And, well, just watch this. Weird, huh? I can't figure out exactly why that works, because other loading areas don't have that happen. But for some reason, this one does. Alright, this room is a little open, and it can be dangerous if you don't know where the enemy placement is. Shoot, I got a little too far out on that side. Nope, there it is. So this guy's coming at me with a shotgun. He'll probably do more damage to me with that thing than I'll do to him with this assault rifle at this range. Just because of the way damage works in this game sometimes. And what's weird is I don't know if enemies... there he goes. I was going to say I've never, ever, in the playthrough I did of this, hit things even successfully through here often, or been hit successfully through grate. Grates are a little weird to the game. It's kind of strange. But we're going to go up this thing, and then we're going to take a rock tumble, basically. And be careful.
Parker, one of my squads is pinned down inside the ventilation system. Can you help them out?
be careful there because you can take some damage falling through that system. Right there, for example. And that's not really a great design decision, guys. There are literally sections of the game later on where you will almost forcibly take damage by taking the action that you have to take to progress, which is kind of a bullshit decision. But once again, this game gets difficult by, let's say, late mid-game. After a certain boss, I think it's one of the more difficult games I've completed. Just because, well, the game decided that it wanted to be difficult to extend the playtime. It seems, anyways. Now, I'm saving here because this little puzzle does not always go off perfectly. This little arm on this thing, holding this bowl, is actually often the reason I fail this puzzle.
There should be a ventilation opening in here that'll take you to the miners I spotted.
And, I mean, it's a very simple puzzle. Just jump in the bowl after you activate the thing. But that bowl takes forever to come back down, and that arm will screw you over so many times. So it's easier just to save right before you get there. And listen very closely up ahead. You hear that sound?
There's a route past the old rock crusher that should get you to the power plant.
I wasn't talking to you, Hendrix. Anyways, there was the sound of... Why won't this guy get hurt? There we go. I'm staying in a concealed location here. Anyways...
Parker, I've lost touch with everyone else up there. I think you're all we have left.
Anyways, there was a sound of a use equipment kind of thing failing.
Until the power's cut to Ultor's monitoring systems, they know every move we make. We're getting mowed down. I hope you can do it, Parker.
Yes. Remember when I mentioned there's some weird physics things in this game? That moment there with the ladder is one of them. If you try to jump onto the ladder sometimes and hold forward, which is how most people would ascend a ladder in a video game these days.
There should be.
We're just going to talk over Hendrix here. You're going to end up just launching yourself off the ladder backwards. It's a dangerous proposition. You just have to remember not to do that. Now listen again. That sound, the use sound that you heard there that failed, that plays every time I come through here, no matter what. I can't tell why. I don't hit a button to do that. It just happens to play. I've also heard it in one other location later in the game.
Parker, I've lost touch with everyone else up there. I think you're all we have left.
Alright, I think that's it. What we're going to do here is what I forgot to do last time, and quick save right in front of it. Okay.
Until the power's
there we
cut
go.
to Ultor's monitoring systems, they know every move we make. We're getting mowed down. Hope you can do it, Parker.
So this area right here, if you go through here, you end up back in the first room we started in, where the that first miner was that told us to run with him. Actually, sorry, we go back to the room where that giant bowl was that we jumped down into to get into the ducts. We don't want to go there. It's not really a point, and we go through an extra loading screen. What we want to do is go through that. Just leave me alone, dude. So the easiest way to get there is not the traditional way. It's just to jump over like this. And it looks dangerous, but it's just quicker, and I don't have to fight that guy, which is always good news. And right up ahead, we're going to get a use for the sniper rifle.
Tell Eos we tried, but sniper on Crusher.
Yes, there's a sniper on the rock crusher here. Darn it, I was going to go for a hilarious dick shot, and this guy ruined my fun. One of the first times, and one of the only times, you're going to run into snipers in this game right there. I'm trying to see if I can kill this guy before I go down there. There we go. Perfect. And just jump down. Nothing else in this room that's really impressive. I do like to make sure I have all this stuff out of the room before I leave it, though. So, here we go. This is what I was looking for. And the weird thing about these chests and lockers is that you have to open them up from the exact right angle or it just doesn't work. Not entirely sure why, but that's just the case. I'm going to go up there and grab some sniper ammo. This is actually a ladder that I also have trouble with. And we're going to avoid the rock pusher. Plenty of sniper ammo up here. That's always helpful, especially in the next area we're going to. Just very carefully getting down off of that thing. So, let's switch back over to our sniper rifle, because I know what's happening. And I want to talk to you about stupid, obscure puzzles in video games. So you see, these guys are on the other side of this bridge that's retractable. They've just retracted it on me, as it were. How do I get across? I tried jumping, I tried yelling at it, I tried spitting on it, nothing worked. What it turns out you have to do is shoot the switch on the other side of the bridge. I know. I know, right? Kind of a weird video game puzzle. Now, really quickly... Good, okay. Really quickly, I want to show this off, though. If you think that there was supposed to be some sort of example of this in this game, so you know you could do that, there isn't. That is just the only switch in the game that works by gunfire. And I found it randomly by firing a pistol over there when I was fighting these guys one time. So I was kind of impressed that the game would put something that weird and obscure into the game. But, I mean, I can't really blame them. That's kind of a neat thing to do. But at the same time, why would you do that? Makes no sense to throw that at you.
Just you and me.
I know, it's just him and I. These airlocks almost always have at least one thing that you can open up. And that was the one thing. Just gave me more armor that I don't need. But we're at the geothermal plant, so that means it's the end of this episode. And next time we're going to just go through here and get in a sub and head on out. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.